I want to thank the Singaporean government and the people for the hospitality and generosity I have received during this state visit. Since diplomatic relationships were established in 1975 between our countries, we have enjoyed a fraternal and close relationship that has enriched our societies. Mexico admires Singapore because it has consolidated itself as a prosperous and orderly country that respects cultural diversity. Undoubtedly, you enjoy great international prestige and stand as an example for many countries. Both Singapore and Mexico have made free trade the engine of our growth. Singapore is one of the main financial centers in the world and a logistics center for export coming from and going to Asia continent. On the other hand, Mexico has a wide network of trade agreements that grant for our people preferential access to a market of more than 1 billion consumers worldwide. And thanks to our strategic geographical position, we are transforming our economy in a logistic platform for trade and investment between Asia and North America. I'm convinced that Singapore and Mexico must move closer to each other and increase our bilateral exchanges to the benefit of all our peoples. We want more Singapore in Mexico and more Mexico in Singapore. Our trade has increased more than 30% in the last 10 years. This is a significant growth, but I believe we can do much better. Moreover, Mr. President, Singapore represents the number 15 investor in Mexico, which is a lucky number for us. Most of these investments are in electronics and the tourism industry, but there are other sectors that can certainly benefit from a closer economic relationship. Many Singaporean businessmen can confirm the great competitive advantages that Mexico offers as an investment destination. In turn, I know that Mexican investors can find attractive opportunities to develop competitive and profitable companies in this beautiful country. I trust that the vision of our businessmen will lead us to increase the exchange of goods and services between our nations. One way of bringing our nations closer together is through the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, which means one of the most ambitious free trade initiatives in the world, one that will give a boost to the integration and prosperity of the Asia-Pacific zone. In times marked by recession, the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Pacific Alliance represent an opportunity to build the foundation for a more prosperous future. In this particular time, the world needs more trade, no less. That is the idea of this relationship which we are strengthening today. The invitation made to Mexico by the 9 members of the TPP, and especially by Singapore, to join the agreement negotiation is a recognition of the effort that our country has made in trade affairs. But I want to express my gratitude to the people and government of Singapore for this singular opportunity for Mexico. Likewise, it reaffirms Mexico's importance to the construction of the new global economic and trade system that would reflect the changing balance of power in the world. I do believe in trade, I do believe in the power of commerce. I understand that only opening doors and building bridges, it is possible to provide benefits and common goods for the people. And now, by adding Canada and Mexico to the TPP, will represent 30% of global GDP, almost 20% of all exports in the world, and 22% of worldwide imports in TPP. I'm sure that both Singaporeans and Mexicans will remain global leaders in free trade, and that we will work together to boost the economic dynamism of our common region. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, the great author Emilio Salgari said the heroes of his stories in the waters of Southeast Asia, as well as in the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. Since the 19th century, millions of people, especially children and young people, have dreamed of Sandokan's sailing the seas that surround Singapore and of the Black Corsair cutting through Mexican waters. Today, both Mexicans and Singaporeans dream of new bonds that will bring our nations closer to each other. I'm convinced that a new era of shared prosperity is just beginning, and we are ready to take full advantage of it. Now, if you will be kind enough to stand up, I would like to propose a toast in honor of Mr. President Tony Tan Kem Jam and the eternal friendship between Mexico and Singapore.